Question everything. So when you think about the different Karens, and I know y'all know about the Karens by now, and how they go on their racist hatred rant against the Aboriginal Negroes of America, what do you think? Do you think they're just doing that just to be doing it? Or do you think they feel entitled and have some sort of set authority over the Aboriginal Negroes that they feel that they can sway and owe? Well, think about it. They won't give us a hate crime bill passed in order to protect us from hate crime bills. I got some work on my face, excuse me. From hate crime bills. But at the end of the day, you can get these attacks from Karens. Well, that's the basis of it. That's the basis of the hate. See, if you give us a hate crime bill, then that forces them to have to be disciplined when they come to see us, or when they interact with us, or when they deal with us. They can't let their hatred of us spill out. Now, mind you, this is hatred that don't tie to anything other than the fact that they choose to hate us, because we don't bother them. Remember, we don't have a history of attacking them on their land, invading their land, enslaving their people, Jim Crowing their people, oppressing their people, outlawing their people to having their own history, or even being able to utilize their own natural culture when they met us as the Aboriginals of America here. They did all that to us. So for them to walk around and have hatred towards us, that's some sick psychosis based off of them. They'll have nothing to do with us. Remember, we didn't do it to them, they did it to us. So with that stated, when you think about a bill being passed for us to have protection against hate crime, that stops them from their privilege to be able to treat us like trash. That's just the reality. And when you see a Karen, what does she always quick to do? She quick to weaponize who? She quick to weaponize the law. Why? Because they know in their history that law enforcement always helped them to oppress us. And they know this. That's why whenever you see a Negro in a problem, it's not a whole bunch of Negro Aboriginal cops coming to see him. 9 times out of 10, most of the time, it's always Caucasian cops coming to see them. The colonizer cops coming to see them. Why? Because they got a history of slave patrol. And slave patrol used to always come disperse us, chase us down, and do all sorts of heinous type of things to us. And bring us back to the workforce of enslavement that we didn't want to do, that was forced on us, that they won't give us reparations for today. See, these things are all embedded in their bloodline, to where the majority of them don't want to change nothing. But this is the reality. See, if you steal something today and you gave it to somebody else, it's still stolen goods, and the people that you stole it from still want their goods back and want justice. Well, here in America, we under psychosis because we allow people who stole a land, stole the resources of a land, stole the property of a land, stole the people and put them into slavery in this land, but at the same time, they let their inheritors inherit all that and keep it. And that's considered to be legal. But if your ass stole something and I stole something today, that would be illegal. And if you gave it to your inheritor, that still would be illegal. But today it's okay. And we all got to play and pretend like we're in this kumbaya relationship of equality and love, when that's not love. Wrong is wrong. Crime is crime, no matter what. So what you do is you make the victims of your crime the actual criminals. And once you can publicize that on a day-to-day basis, that the Aboriginal Negroes are the real criminals of America, you take the real eye off of you being the criminal. It's like you do the crime and point the finger at somebody else when they look. So that way, when they look over there, you over here pointing at the other person, even though you did the crime. So now they attack the other person, thinking the other person did the crime when it was actually you that did the crime. This is the reality that we are under here in America. So now we get publicized as the criminals, but when you look at the federal census for ethnic arrests, we're not the ones getting arrested the most. We're the ones getting prosecuted the most. I told you that before. So why is they not promoting on their newscast the people that's getting arrested the most? Well, because the people that's getting arrested the most is still them. It's still their people. They're still doing the most crime in America, but they keep it quiet. And that's just the reality. And who do you push as the real criminal? You push the people that you're doing the wrong the most, which is our people. And it takes the eye off of them and make us look like we're the criminals on our own land, doing our own selves in and doing our own selves wrong. When that our reality is still the same people that came and stole everything and pushed it down to their inheritors to continue it on and maintain everything they stole are the ones still doing the crime. This is just the reality. That's why I told you. You can look up federal census, the ethnic groups of arrest by federal census. The federal census will show you, thus letting you know that there is some real truth to back this. This is the reality to it. So when you think about these Karens and how they're attacking us in the stores and many other ways, just think about the fact that that's why they haven't gave us the hate crime bill passed. Even though the federal census of hate crime bills state that we have jumped 1,000-fold when it comes to hate crimes being done to our people, but yet still they won't honor it. Why? Because we're in the system of oppression that hate our people. That's what it is. It's embedded in the soil of the system. Why? Because the system was set up on the hatred of our people, on the destruction of our people. You can't separate the two, because if you separate the two, then you bring destruction to the system. That's just the reality to it. Therefore, our people as Aboriginal Negroes on our own land are suffering on our own land while everybody else is doing all right. Why? Because the resources are stolen and handed out to those who they feel is under their agenda and willing to push their agenda and their narrative. So you share that love, that stolen goods, you pass it around. At the same time, keeping it quiet amongst themselves, knowing doggone well that crime is crime. If you steal something and you give it to somebody else, it's still stolen goods. But if you're going to maintain that stolen goods, then that makes you no different from the person that stole it, right? Well, not in America. America don't want to give us reparations for all the wrong crime against humanities and many different things that my bloodline had to survive through, thus still impoverished all throughout the ghettos that they put us in, because we didn't put ourselves in it. This is just the reality to it. And anytime that we poured ourselves up by the bootstrap and we built up our communities, they got mad and said, hey, look at those Aboriginal niggas doing real good over there. Then they send white militias and KKK, and they came and burnt them all down and destroyed them all, destroyed all our communities, destroyed all our businesses, and didn't pay a dime. That's why you see Tulsa, Oklahoma right now, and Black Wall Street, people that survived the massacre can't get reparations, because this is the reality of America. And for all that sides with the colonizers, sides with the many deletions and massacres and holocausts that has happened to our people. Because that's what you're siding with. You cannot side with the colonizer without siding with all the dirt that they did. That's just 100. So with that, when you think about the different attacks that we get that's happening to our people, it's based off of them not trying to change the narrative, but maintaining it. Maintaining the fact that they oppressed and did all these atrocities to us. And this is why you see a Karen being able to spaz out and do the things that they do and then weaponize the police and call the police against us. This is why when you see police brutality and all these different things happening, it's systematically set up that way on purpose. But they won't do it to their people or any other people. And they show you that. But hey, what do I know? I'm just up here as a face and a voice, right? It means nothing. Not to you or to me, right? That's what it would be. Well, if it means nothing to you or I, then ain't nothing ever going to change. And remember, white supremacy is the words. White supremacy. And if you're not that, you don't fall in line with that. You're just a pawn in the game. And with that, I don't know. And I don't understand. For that is the question. You let me know. Peace, peace.